Hi everyone. This video will cover the basic information about the profession psychotherapist. We will be talking about who is a psychotherapist, what does he do, whom the profession tends to work with, the regulatory or registry mechanisms that exist in Ontario for the profession, the education required to practice in the profession, some information to know for working in a team with a psychotherapist, and who is a psychotherapist. According to Sherman 2011, this is an umbrella term for any professional who is trained to treat people for their emotional problems. Depending upon their academic degree, a psychotherapist can be a psychiatrist, a psychologist, or social worker, among others, and work with individuals, couples, groups, or families. When to go to a psychotherapist? If you have personality problems, if you have psychiatric illness such as post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, bipolar disorder, addictions, obsessions, what does a psychotherapist do? In layman's term, a psychotherapist is a talking doctor. Though a psychotherapist is not actually a medical doctor, still that is a common assumption. A psychotherapist basically provides therapy based on the need of a person. A psychotherapist provides psychotherapy, which could involve multiple sectors of treatments such as mental health problems, emotional challenges, psychiatric disorders, etc. The psychotherapist aims to enable the patients understand their feelings, how to feel positive, as well as what makes them anxious or depressed. Whom the psychotherapist tends to work with. A psychotherapist may work with an individual, a couple, a family, or a group of people. A professional may also choose whether he will work with adults or children. Some may prefer to work only on a specialized sector, such as marriage and family. For the clients who need extreme care for psychosis or other severities, the psychotherapist then work in conjugation with the psychiatrist. In other words, a psychotherapist can be trained to specify his therapy as cognitive and behavior therapy, psychoanalytic therapy, humanistic therapy, art therapy, or other therapies.
Existing regulatory and registry mechanisms in Ontario. In order to practice as a psychotherapist in Ontario, an individual must be licensed with the College of Registered Psychotherapists of Ontario. To meet the requirements as a registered psychotherapist in Ontario, an applicant must have the following. 1. Have successfully completed a program in psychotherapy that has been approved by the registration committee. Subparagraph 2. Have been awarded a master's degree in a program that has been approved by the registration committee. Paragraph 3. Have successfully completed a program that the registration committee considers to be substantially equivalent to the program referred to in subparagraph 1 and 2. Subparagraph 4. Have such other education and training, which must include one or more programs in psychotherapy. Number 2. The applicant must have successfully completed the registration examination. 3. The applicant must have clinical experience in psychotherapy with at least 450 hours of direct patient contact and at least 100 hours of clinical supervision. Lastly, completion of the jurisprudence course approved by the registration committee no earlier than 2 years before the date of application. Upon completion of the program, the member must practice psychotherapy with clinical supervision until he or she has completed at least 1,000 hours of direct patient contact. To maintain certification, the member must practice psychotherapy for at least 750 hours during every 3-year period, where the first 3-year period begins on January 1st.
The competent psychotherapist. When entering the profession for the first time, the individual must possess the competencies outlined in the competency profile list. Meeting these competencies will allow individuals to practice safely, effectively, and ethically across a variety of settings. The competency profile outlines the minimum requirements, but it is not a protocol of what the practitioner must do. Instead, it represents what the practitioner must be able to do when necessary. In addition, it outlines the requirements for the registration of experienced workers, as well as the college's ongoing expectations for its members. The competencies are grouped into 5 main domains: foundations, collegial and interprofessional relationships, professional responsibilities, therapeutic process, professional literature, and applied research. The main competencies found within foundations are: integrate a theory of human psychological functioning, work within a framework based upon established psychotherapeutic theory, integrate knowledge of comparative psychotherapy relevant to practice, integrate awareness of self in relation to professional role, integrate knowledge of human and cultural diversity. In regards to collegial and interprofessional relationships, the psychotherapist must use effective professional communication, maintain effective relationships, and contribute to a collaborative and productive atmosphere. Professional responsibilities of a psychotherapist include: comply with legal and professional obligations, apply an ethical decision-making process, maintain self-care and level of health necessary for responsible therapy, evaluate and enhance professional practice, obtain clinical supervision or consultation. In addition, the psychotherapist must provide education and training consistent with the therapist's practice, maintain client records, assist client with needs for advocacy and support, provide reports to third parties, establish business practices relevant to professional role. For therapeutic process, the psychotherapist must orient the client to the therapist's practice, establish and maintain core conditions for therapy, ensure safe and effective use of self in the therapeutic relationship, conduct an appropriate risk assessment, structure and facilitate the therapeutic process, refer client when necessary, and conduct an effective closure process. The final domain for the competency profile of a psychotherapist is professional literature and applied research. Psychotherapists must remain current with professional literature and use research findings to inform clinical practice. When working with a psychotherapist as part of an interprofessional team, it is important to establish rapport, build trust and respect among team members. You should also learn about their qualifications and experiences. Establishing roles among the team will minimize uncertainty and breakdowns in communication. He or she may also use discipline-specific language, and it's okay to inquire about the meaning of the terminology. Also, all team members should maintain a shared vision and mission when collaborating in patient-centered care planning. For additional resources, please click on the link below. There you will find information on the College of Registered Psychotherapists of Ontario. Information will include education requirements for registration, a detailed breakdown of the entry to practice competency profile for registered psychotherapists, education program resources, as well as recognized education and training programs. Also, in the link, you will find the Ontario Regulation for Psychotherapy Act. We hope you enjoyed watching this video and found it very informative. Thank you for watching.